Medical Dialogues. I'm Mr. Zaman, and here's what I bring to you all from the world of medicine. People with lung conditions face extra risks from climate change. People living with lung conditions such as asthma and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or COPD face even greater risks from climate change, according to an expert report published recently in the European Respiratory Journal. The report brings together evidence on how the effects of climate change, such as heat waves, wildfires, and flooding, will exacerbate breathing difficulties for millions of people around the world, particularly babies, young children, and the elderly. According to the report, these effects include higher temperatures and a subsequent increase in airborne allergens such as pollen. They also include more frequent extreme weather events such as heat waves, droughts, and wildfires, leading to episodes of extreme air pollution and dust storms, as well as heavy rainfall and flooding, leading to higher humidity and mold in the home. New genes and natural toxins offer hope for cancer patients unresponsive to chemotherapy. Scientists from Queen Mary University of London have discovered two new genes that cause head and neck cancer patients to be resistant to chemotherapy, and that silencing either gene can make cancer cells previously unresponsive to chemotherapy subsequently respond to it. The two genes discovered actively work in most human cancer types, meaning the findings could potentially extend to other cancers with elevated levels of the genes. The researchers also looked through a chemical library commonly used for drug discovery and found two substances that could target the two genes specifically and make resistant cancer cells almost 30 times more sensitive to a common chemotherapy drug called cisplatin. Can taking statins after a bleeding stroke lower risk of another stroke? People who have had a stroke called an intracerebral hemorrhage, who take cholesterol-lowering drugs called statins, may have a lower risk of having another stroke, especially ischemic stroke, compared to people who also had an intracerebral hemorrhage but were not taking statins, according to a new study published in the online issue of Neurology. For the study, researchers looked at health records in Denmark and identified 15,151 people who had a first bleeding stroke. People were followed from 30 days after their first bleeding stroke until the first occurrence of another stroke, death, or the end of follow-up, which on average lasted 3.3 years. Researchers then compared 1,959 people who had another stroke to 7,400 people who did not have another stroke, who were similar in age, sex, and other factors. That's all for today. Stay tuned to Medical Dialogues for latest updates.
Never miss a medical update from Medical Dialogues. Like, subscribe, and press the bell icon.